Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's episode 396 of Fans of Power. I'm Nathan Kennedy, and joining me tonight, we have Tyler T-Rex Baker, the Rotten Amato, Joe Amato. The doctor is here, Dusan Mitrovich, and missing this week is Rebecca McDonald, because she's got weather-related issues, and I think there may have been some miscommunication with Ren and myself. Maybe he meant to say can't instead of can, but if he pops in here, we'll have Ren on the show, but tonight, character spotlight on Blade, which we got some jokes in our Facebook group already. It's like Wesley Snipes, no. What was it? Sonya Blade was posted in there, and then Joe,
God, you were so fucking original.
And Joe, you posted what was it? Streets of Rage character?
Eternal Champions Blade.
Eternal Champions. Okay, yeah, it's one of those Sega Genesis. Well, Eternal Champions.
Which surprisingly, I don't know how they got away with that. He had a flat top and he had shades and everything. I was like, well, it's pretty fucking close, but I think, but they did it either way. And I used to play as that character in Eternal Champions a lot. So, and of course, then I do something corny as shit right here. I figured, hey, I'd add Blade from Puppet Master right there.
Hey,
just to fucking add to the shit.
Is that
right there?
What company put that one out?
God damn, was that
Sideshow?
Fuck, I can't remember. No. It was a long. I thought it was in the 90s.
I was gonna say. I remember. I think it was Full Moon Toys. I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because they did the big ones and the small, and this is the big one. This is the big one, and then they did the smaller, like 8-inch, 7 or 8-inch.
Yeah, because they did a bunch of them. They did like 6-shooter and.
I don't know how many at this size though.
I only know
like
2 of them.
Yeah, this is the only size I think where they did one with Blade is this size. This is like a 10-inch or 12. But you're right, they did 6-shooter and Blade and Pinhead and
I thought Pinhead was the name with the screw head, right? Like he's the one that's spinning.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, that's Tunneler. Pinhead was the one with the little peanut head.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they had the big fingerless gloves and the red sweater.
Yeah.
Well, I know that NECA has pretty much, they just announced another set, so like all of the Puppet Master figures are available on
Are they going to be bigger, or are they still those small little shit
ones?
No,
they're smaller ones,
yeah, I passed on those. I was pissed. I thought we were going to get some bigger sized puppet.
I've never watched Puppet Master.
I think my brother used to like some of them. My brother was into some of them. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah. I just thought I can't get into these movies.
I got them. I think I got a good chunk of them on DVD. I've just never.
They're fun. They're just fun. Good old, and especially with you, Nathan, liking kind of B-rated horror movies. But those were fun.
Tyler's on board with this kind of shit now. So.
Yeah, I think back then I just thought like I'm not gonna be able to look at these as like scary characters in a movie, and that's even my brother thought they were cool. Like I think he had one of the smaller figures of Blade that he had bought at a comic shop.
Oh, he had a Blade,
like that back in the day. But
yeah,
I remember they used to advertise them a lot in like Lee's Toy Review magazine, some other toy magazines back in the 90s. I mean, they look really good. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like, it's a B movie. Stuff.
It's on Peacock, so I'll add that to my list. I'll watch it this week.
I got some
time.
All right.
Okay, good. Yeah, I love the Puppet Master movies. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give them a shot. There's like 50 of them, right?
They made a shit ton, and then more modern ones just a bit ago. And
did you watch? I'm assuming the modern ones are pretty bad.
Yeah.
I know Michelle Bauer's in one of them.
Oh, which one is she in?
I think she's in the third one. I think.
Toland's Revenge.
Just looking up her credentials.
I don't see her. Oh yeah, she plays Lily. So
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, she has.
Is that Andre Toulon? Is that who? The guy who made the puppets. Yeah.
Yeah, Toulon's Revenge.
Yeah. He'll get a kick.
Fuck. All right, 1, 2, 3.
There's a shit ton.
And there's like the Nazi character too, right? Isn't there like a Nazi toy too, like a?
Oh, that's the flame. Was it Torch or Flame or fuck? Now I can't remember his name. Maybe Torch.
15. There are 15 of these.
15. God, they got more than fucking Friday the 13th, and that's saying something. Jesus Christ.
I mean, granted, the last handful here have come out since like 2017. So there's been 4 since 2017.
Yeah.
Still a lot, though. Still a lot. I'll probably, honestly, my cutoff would probably be Puppet Master 5 in 1994. I think that's probably where I will stop.
That would have been like when you were seeing them in the video store, because I remember seeing a lot of those in the video stores back then. Like thinking, they're still making these movies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man. Yeah, I would probably stop there. That'll
Yeah, like that's about the time period when B movies would become obnoxiously bad.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have to wonder, like, who is financing this stuff, and where is the audience for this shit that you see?
Charles Band, the guy that runs Full Moon, like he's the one that makes sure all that kept pumping these things out.
Well, even not just those, but like all these like shitty shark movies and shitty snake movies that are
Mm.
like.
Oh, you're talking about that? I thought you were talking strictly like
No,
Puppet
not
Master.
these. I'm just talking about all these like dog shit movies that are all over Netflix and all the other streaming services.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, who the fuck's stopping to watch this shit? And it's not
There's a
bad
bad
in a
one.
good way. They're just fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
there
know,
are some
and
bad
somehow
ones.
they're just like someone is footing the bill for these movies that they fucking know no one wants to see for a good laugh or like, oh, that's kind of funny creative. No, it's just fucking bad. And yet someone is paying these people to do all this shit on a computer in their basement on a back lot in some dipshit alley in Los Angeles or something like that. Like, and not in a fun, cool way like Samurai Cop, but just like,
Yeah, there's some bad
where's
ones
the
that are
audience
just
for this
bad.
dog shit? All these shitty shark movies and shitty, you know, fucking, you know, giant octopus, alligator, tornado. bullshit.
They probably get their money from Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
I
too.
guess
Maybe
so,
it's
but,
sci-fi.
man, back when I just someone must just think this is what our audience loves. They want these shitty shark versus killer snake movies, and you know, the exorcism of the killer shark, and
You know what? If you did that right, shark possessed by a demon, it's like a priest has got to come and I don't know. I'd be down for that.
You know what I noticed?
He's gonna make the entire ocean holy. He's gonna you know bless the entire Atlantic Ocean, and then the demons, you know, inside the shark, and like,
I noticed a lot of the even worse ones, including some dinosaur ones, were coming out after almost around the same time when they were doing the Sharknadoes, because those became so. That was a yearly tradition around the 4th of July, and everybody was actually waiting. Who's the celebrity that's going to get fucking killed in this one? They were just so cheesy, corny. People were actually tuning into that shit, and then they started making just absolute wretched shit.
But
Not
those
that
are
Sharknadoes
bad,
were good
though.
anyways. No, that's the thing. They were so so bad they were good to people. They were wanting to watch it, and they're like, "Fuck, let's do some dinosaur shit. Let's do this." And then all those were horrible. And of course, Sharknado wasn't good either, but it was so fucking corny. They just did
But
so
that's the
much
thing.
of that
People
crazy.
thought they were good in a bad way. Like, why the fuck is this good in a bad way?
Didn't they
they
make
don't
like
get-
7 of? How many did they make of those, Nathan?
don't
Didn't they
know.
leave
All
like
right,
Too
seven?
many.
Well, look it up.
Oh,
Yeah, I
It's like-
thought they did like 7, and they're like, "Fuck it, we're
It
done."
just sucks when they deliberately make bad things. It's
yeah.
like
They
it's
don't
not
get the
interesting.
concept of B movies from the
Oh,
80s
boy.
and the 90s. It's like
How
they were
many-
Yeah,
trying
all
to
that
make a
stuff
good
was
movie.
bad accidentally,
Yeah,
unintentionally.
they weren't trying to intentionally be shitty. They were trying to be good.
Yeah,
So here,
yeah.
I'll read off the titles as we go along. So, of course, we have Sharknado. Sharknado 2, the second one. Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No. Sharknado, The Fourth Awakens. Sharknado 5, Global Swarming. And the last Sharknado, It's About Time, came out in 2018, but it did create spin-off movies. Lavalantula. And then Two Lava, Two Lantula, and then 2025 Armageddon. What a bunch of dog shit!
Sweet Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
All right.
just nothing but cynicism.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Let
Yeah.
me quickly give a shout out to the chat. We got
I don't know. I
Will
want to talk
Timpson.
about shitty horror movies, Joe.
We'll get back to that. We got Will Timpson and Say It Nathan.
Johnny Cock.
Febmon, Zentron, Rebel Wookie, Eric
Yes.
Sanchez, shut up, Sean Darren, JSP. I said Rebel Wookie already. Casey Duncan, Papa Hood 69.
You already
I'm
said that
scrolling. Did I say? Did I?
No, I'm
God
just
damn,
fucking.
I
No,
could've
he's
seen
just fucking with you.
Joe's already
Okay.
in reruns. He gets say
Yeah,
one name.
I'll-
Like, did I already say that name?
Yes,
I'm
Rebel
stuck.
Wookie.
Havoc staff, Jaime Mares, John Ballard, Felipe, Brian Clifton, Adam Gabbert, Simple Tricks and Nonsense has joined us. I say Casey Duncan. Sweet Christ. I'm scrolling everybody. Okay, and there, I think I got everybody. If I missed
Joe, I
anybody,
should tell you, it's
I
my
apologize.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Tyler. I'm
No,
sorry,
he's
did I
just
miss
fucking
it?
with you. It's not his birthday.
Oh, fuck, I did it. God damn it.
You
Yeah.
dork.
I had no fucking clue.
You would think after all this time too that Joe would try to remember when Tyler's what
kinda
month he
think,
was
like,
born in.
I mean,
Let me let you-
knowing that Joe has spoken to me on my birthday when it was posted, people could see it, and Joe was like, "I want to let you know, I'm making a Fred Flintstone into a Smurf / He-Man figure. I just wanted you to know that, Tyler, and I'll see you this Sunday." And I'm like,
If it makes you
That's
feel
all you
any
have to
better,
say?
I don't even remember half of my family members' birthdays. It just happens.
Yeah,
I got
I
a
mean-
horrible fucking memory, so I
well,
apologize.
your focus is making sure people are sending you free shit all the time when that's the priority in your life. You really don't have time to think about anyone else, Joe. I get it, man.
I mean, Joe's already got it on. It's already on Joe's list that he wants to get some wireless earbuds because he
Yeah.
wants to start using his phone instead of the tablet.
So
that
you
he
you
has.
poor saps out there that still buy his bullshit. You know, at least you know what to get him on the next gift.
Yeah, Joe needs some wireless earbuds. If anyone out there listening wants to,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and-
The more you send him, the better.
and don't skimp out and get don't get AirPods because your phone's not your phone's an Android phone, correct, Joe?
It's called I don't know. How do
It's
you know
called
what
a
it is?
Sandroid.
No, how do you know what it's called? How do I find that out?
It should say it on the phone, Joe.
I got a case on it though. It covers it, so I don't know what
boy.
do I
Where
look.
did you get the phone?
Yeah.
My sister bought it for me.
So you
I
didn't
don't know.
go and learn how to use it and all that stuff? You just give me a phone.
Well, there's a Google
Well,
logo.
check the settings.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
so
settings.
it's probably an Android. So don't get him AirPods.
Go to
get him
settings.
Get him the what are those?
It's
fucking
not going to tell you in there, Joe.
What are those?
Oh, no?
What's that
No.
Ray J bullshit? Raycon. That dude sponsors
No, there should be-
YouTubers
there
all the
should-
time.
Oh yeah.
There should be in the settings somewhere update Android.
Oh, where
Like,
it'll
it
say
should say
updates.
there.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm looking.
system update. You should say
It says
there.
it's a wait. It is Pixel 7 Pro a phone?
Yes, it's a Google
That-
Pixel. So there you go.
So what does that
It's-
mean? Is that an Android?
It's an Android. Yes, Joe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Man,
so
you
yeah,
know what?
they got-
Between this and then me helping, because if all of you at home are noticing, Tyler's camera quality is a little bit better. He got a new iPad, but unfortunately, since it's a newer iPad, doesn't have a headphone jack, so he's got the AirPods plugged in and working. But the camera had this weird thing with it when he was in here, and it would zoom in and zoom out when he would move his hands and everything. I'm like, all right, let's figure this out. So between the tech call with Tyler before the show and then the call here now with Joe, it's just funny watching you guys.
Nathan's always being Geek Squad, and he's not getting paid for it. He's just, you
Yeah.
know, it's like,
Well,
I'm your online operator here to serve you.
Yeah,
What the fuck's your problem?
yeah.
I would
Oh,
love
man.
to see Nathan for a solid hour answering phone calls from total strangers about their technical difficulties,
Mm.
and see how quickly Nathan would lose his temper.
Well, it's just it's harder to do, especially over the phone, because I can't see what they're looking at.
Yeah,
If I'm there in the room, like if you handed me the shit and we were looking at it together, that's one thing. But trying to talk to somebody, over the phone, oh my god! I think I tried to do that once with Dad, and I got really pissed off. I was like, I'll get in the car and come over. I'm not gonna do that. A couple things here in the chat already. Comment Papa Hood 69. Anaconda was bad.
Anaconda
That movie-
was fun. It's shitty acting, but it was a fun movie though.
Yeah, that movie's fun. And then
That snake looked fake.
well,
Well,
mid
yeah.
'90s CG.
Well,
Yeah,
I
what do you
remember like seeing the trailer in theaters and the poster for it when it came out in '97. We went and saw the movie like 3-4 times in theaters. We fucking loved it.
Yeah,
Now,
I
it does
remember.
not hold up very well now, but it's.
I
still-
remember the Monday after that weekend in middle school, kids coming in and talking about it. They're like, "Oh, you got to see Anaconda." I'm like, "Oh, it might be too scary," because I was a fucking wiener back then. John had this to say earlier. Tyler needs his own segment. Michelle Bauer, How I Adore Thee. It's a 2-minute segment where Tyler gets to go on about Michelle. Let's start
I
with
mean, I don't
episode
mind doing it.
one.
I think everyone else would get pretty tired of that pretty quickly. But,
Well,
you know.
you got 2 minutes. Go ahead. Let's hear.
I fucking hot, man. It's just,
That's what it is every week.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
all
mean,
right,
it's
it's time
just-
again for the Michelle Bauer
just
segment. Go ahead.
her opening in Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, like, it's just burned into my brain, where she's at the bar and picking up her first client in the film, and then doing her dance of seduction, and seeing her in a hot tub, or a Scream Queen hot tub party, and just the snowball effect of, like, I'm just like George Kennedy in Naked Gun 2, where I'm like just foaming at the mouth, just like looking at her there, But yeah, she's just fucking hot, man.
All right. Well, that was episode 1
Yeah,
of Michelle Bauer. How I adore
come back
these.
next week. I'll have something else for you. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can watch it, see if
I
she
do
gets.
have the T-shirt of her from Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Oh,
I
hell
didn't
yeah.
think to wear it tonight. I should have put that on and wore that. But
Well, hey, there's time to go change if you want to.
all right, why not?
Yeah,
we are
why
talking
not?
He-Man, but I'll put that on. And that'll be part of my segment to honor her.
Yeah, you just keep the AirPods in so we can hear you
Oh
along
yeah,
the
I want to
way.
go take a piss and shit. Everyone can hear it right now.
Yeah, it'll be like Naked Gun.
Naked Gun, yeah,
Yeah.
but even with more clarity.
Yeah. People were
yeah.
commenting in the chat. They saw my Dragon Sound shirt. I'm glad people recognize what that's
I
from.
need to get
so
that myself too.
I didn't get this one on TeePublic. There's a guy on Etsy that I bought shirts from before, and I really like the quality and feel and the print of the shirt. And he had a Dragon Sound one, so I'm like, I'll go ahead and support this guy over at TeePublic. And for those of you that are kind of into all the T-shirts that Ren and Joe make, I've honestly kind of considered opening up a TeePublic store that I'm gonna put like all the memes and shit from the show on potentially. That way, if anybody wants that shit on a shirt,
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I can help.
Can we get
fund
some
you.
more serious badass stuff on there?
Well, hey, that's all Joe and Ren's forte. Not,
I know. Well, I blame it more on Joe, even though Ren's dabbled in that too.
There we go. Well,
Yeah.
Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers action.
Right there.
Yeah,
Oh, there she is, right there. Yeah.
yeah pull
Yeah,
a Joe,
look,
start rubbing your nipples.
I can't do
Yeah,
that.
that could be on the shirt. Joe rubbing his nipples.
Oh, jeez.
But I'm sitting there thinking like we could put
Oh
there we go.
God.
Put this on a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But on the back of the shirt, so
Put this-
everyone
put
sees
this on-
whenever.
Yeah,
he goes.
that would make for a great shirt. Yeah.
Put that on a shirt. Could put that on a shirt, and then I didn't save it, but Deucin put one in the Facebook group of me and get my own Hello Darkness, my old friend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got one too.
Put that
That-
on a
Jesus
shirt.
Christ.
That would be a
Espe-
great one.
This one
Yep.
that would be good. I mean,
Okay.
it'll be kind of a little Joe centric, but I think
Well, hey,
that-
you know what? If remember, all this
Put
would
that
be.
on a shirt.
But remember,
if we
all
could
that
just,
would
like,
help
cut out,
fund.
like-
It would fund Nathan. Like I said, though, with what he does, it'd help with any of the stuff, ever upgrading any equipment. That's what it would all go to. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you
So
just
I-
use
it
it
was
for the
just-
show.
You wouldn't get a dime, Joe.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It would all go to the show.
But
Joe
I
was
don't-
used to
I
that,
don't need
Mattel
to
rips
upgrade
him off for his ideas and all that stuff. So Joe's like, yeah, go ahead and take my ideas. What do I care, Mattel?
Now, what was it that
Yeah.
they ripped off of you this time?
Trot bot.
No, there's
Or
something else.
Something else
that-
that ripped him off.
No, what were we talking about on Friday, Joe, when we streamed? When there's something I was like, oh man, it seems like they took from Joe Amato again. That was the funny thing between him and I. If it's just the two of us together, like our old
I
brains.
mean, yeah,
are just like,
Copycat and the Scare Glow with multiple legs and switching up Beast Cat to dog. Shit, I can't remember. I mean, there was just so
Yeah,
many
I
things
don't
I've
know.
lost count. So I
They
don't
they
know.
they however took my fuck up.
Oh yeah, you wanted to discuss that. Go ahead and
Yeah.
talk about that,
Yeah,
Dushin.
Voltak. So like they made him purple, and that's inaccurate, and that's seems to be because of when I worked years ago with James on the guidebook for the animated series. I accidentally colored Voltak as purple.
Oh,
I
so it's all
thought-
your fault.
Yeah,
didn't
Show the
catch that.
picture. Send it to Nathan so Nathan
it's,
can share
it's in
that.
it's in the Facebook groups. You can find it there. But I thought that the film lab, because I didn't have the color guide for the character at the time. So when I looked at the DVD master, I thought the film lab desaturated purple when they processed the film for the episode. So I went under that assumption, and that's how Volta ended purple. But year after the book's publication, a model guide for him popped up online, and it turned out that he's actually brown.
So Dushin is the reason we got the
Yeah,
wrong.
it's all your fault. So
Yeah,
I
mean,
felt-
for once it's my fault.
Wow.
And Mattel is lazy and they don't check the.
Oh, well, I think we all know that. You know.
And
Oh, wait, that was
Joe,
it.
Can I assume, Joe, that you were getting the biggest hard on for all these shitty reveals?
I did, but that was the thing Johnny Cock just brought up. It was the ancient mirror of Avatar. Remember,
yeah.
nobody has ever had a desire to fucking put that into toy form. I do it and show it to Nathan a few years, all that stuff, and suddenly we get an ancient mirror of Avatar. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody has ever thought, let's finally make that. Oh, Joe, yeah, fuck, hey, it got a big response from Joe. Let's fucking make that with Too Bad. You know they didn't give a fuck about making that ancient mirror of Avatar. But, fuck it.
Man,
What do I
man,
know?
what a night! I can't believe because of Deucin we have an inaccurate
It's
colored
kind of cool,
action
though, in a
figure.
way, to know this is the source. He's the reason. It's this guy right down here.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
the reason.
Like,
Yeah,
the
but
most
at
critical
very least
person
I-
we know is responsible.
But
for
at
one of the
very
biggest
least,
fuck-ups.
I'm not. But at very least, I'm not responsible for that mechanic from the Ninja Turtles crossover having fans for nipples.
Having fans for nipples. What?
Yeah,
I
did you
missed that
see
shit.
that?
Oh, God.
Like
no, I'm a-
literally,
I'm
he has
freaking look.
he has fans for nipples.
Oh, I guess I didn't look.
Well,
Only so he doesn't overheat or something. It's just weird.
Okay.
Well, if anyone wants to go and check out all that stuff, Joe and I covered that on Friday, so it's there on the channel, so you can click on that and look through all the reveals. I don't
Yeah,
wanna,
yeah, and you
I don't want
can
to talk
feast
about
your-
it anymore.
Yeah,
You
we're
can
not gonna
feast
talk
your
about that
eyes on the
dog shit.
Roboto.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the with the what's up face. Well, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to discuss before we
No,
jump into play?
I think that's it.
You guys
We
want to
can
talk about
get into
Robert
it.
Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom? I mean, come on, man.
No,
Yeah,
please.
yeah,
God.
there's
No.
no way they'll do anything stupid with that. It's gonna be
Let's get into
great.
the topic.
Yeah,
Fucking brilliant.
I'm with Joe on this. Let's see.
Yeah.
Go. Little clicky click, and of course, once again, anytime we do a character spotlight, this is our source, Battle Ram blog. So I highly recommend that you go here and check out all the stuff that's there. Very informative. And Joe and Deucin and other people in the community, James, Yuka, did I say that right?
Yes.
Contribute images and stuff to this website. Yeah, I think maybe you might even see Deucin's name as we scroll through this.
Yes, every now and then I remind him that
Yes.
the newspaper strips exist.
Yeah. Let me go
And
ahead.
that Voltec isn't purple.
Yes.
So here we go. Blade. What, Joe?
No, I was gonna say there
Yes,
was a
Joe?
couple things I forgot to send to him that he could, but he could still update this. I think he can still update it at any time. And I forgot
Yeah.
to send you pictures, so I apologize.
Big shocker there. Blade, evil master of swords. I'll let either. I mean, Tyler. I will let Tyler go first because this character, of course, prominent in the '87 film, gets Tyler all worked up and hard.
Absolutely, the biggest boner in the world for this movie. And I'll say this card art was one of the most branded into my brain from childhood. Like I had a bunch of the figures, but only a handful of the card arts actually stuck out to me. And this was one of them because it was a dungeon setup, and that Tila and Man-at-Arms were in the toy form, and that always just stuck because they weren't in movie costume. I thought, oh, this is cool. This is just like the toy. So Blade's fighting the toy version. This is awesome. And that dungeon setup, I just thought with the spiral staircase, I never forgot it. I just couldn't wait to hopefully like the day that I could revisit this card art from childhood because I just thought it was such an epic setup, which would be used again, I think, in the unreleased figures that Aaron McCarthy designs for like the White Ninja, the Fisto character with the Rio Blast hands. They have two different names. I'm not going to call them either one of them. You know, some of those concept characters that were like a mishmash of parts of like Squeeze.
You know,
and
Terror, Lord Grass, names we don't use, but yeah, I
yeah,
get it.
Hot Shot / Plasmar. You know,
Yeah, I don't
the,
use
the
it.
masters of lame.
Yeah, just I didn't mind the characters, but I just know that this background popped up again, and one of I think it was the White Ninja one, but
Yeah.
The Blade character, it's I don't mind that we never got a backstory, which was not necessary, but it was always fun to think about like where he came from, but not in the sense of like what was his real name, what was his upbringing.
Well, I was actually about to bring that up. You mean you're talking about former space pirate named Ritter?
Where the fuck did you get that?
That's the classics bio, baby.
Tal
John
and I
Ritter.
quit on those. We quit on the bios because they were so horrible. We're like, we're not reading them anymore.
No,
You're
I-
just jealous, Joe. You're just jealous, Joe.
Fucking
actually,
Ritter, man.
it's right here. I can read it for you if you like.
delightful.
Yes,
Go
please
ahead.
do.
All right. So, real name Ritter. So, a pirate from a Kylax system. Blade arrived on Eternia in a spell of light cast by Skeletor to increase his forces, agreeing to join the Overlord of Evil for the right price. Blade sold his services and took part in the second Ultimate Battleground, fighting blade to blade with He-Man himself at the top of Viper Tower. He later traveled with a small renegade party, paid to seek the cosmic key from its inventor. Although he failed in his mission, his deadly mastery of the sword, there we go, has left his mark, becoming one of the most wanted men in Eternian history. Blade uses his dual swords to battle heroic warriors for the right price. So yeah, way to go, Ritter, man.
All right, let me just slam Scott and Alec again here. And I'm only going to stick to one here. When he keeps calling these big battles in his bullshit stories the Ultimate Battleground, that's the tagline on the fucking box of the toy. That is what you're calling it, the Ultimate Battleground. You don't call a battle, during the second Ultimate Battleground. What the fuck? I mean, it's just
How
fucking stupid.
How can it
Well-
even be the second ultimate background? Right? Like ultimate is pretty finite.
Well, do you know why? Because remember the comic that came with the Eternia playset, since
Well,
it
yeah,
was
it's called the Ultimate
it was
Battleground.
it was called the
Yeah.
Ultimate Battleground. So now he thinks everything is it's the second one. It's another Ultimate. I hate it. He just ran with that goddamn Ultimate Battleground. Everything. I fucking hate every goddamn bio. I try to memory wipe it. I ain't kidding. I try to memorize.
Ritter, man, come on.
Yeah, Ritter.
the
What a
famous
fucking
actor.
great name. No, it's just Blade. That's it. God damn it. Why?
I just hate that you know, as much as Scott buys into his bullshit and he has a cult following, I respect Joe's following. Well over Scott's. You know, and I just think, how the hell these people buy into this man's bullshit like he's the shittiest snake oil salesman, and Mattel still to this day is carrying on the bullshit he wrote in the back of these cars because they let him do whatever the hell he wanted, and they look at this like, oh wow, this is our new canon, this is our new sandbox of mythology. Just keep this going here. That dickhead we hired, that new intern, Rob David, whatever the fuck his name is. I want you
Let's
to
keep
take
back into
this
the
and
goodness
run
of
with it.
Blade, because let's
Well,
get back to this.
I'll,
Good
No,
shit.
but I'm just saying,
Nathan.
I just have to call
Yeah.
out that this people keep using this Ultimate Battleground. That's the name of the
I know.
fucking mini comic in reference to the playset. It is not a description or the name of a battle. It's just poor.
Yeah, you
shitty
and I could
grammar
go
from a
on and
shitty
on about
brand
that.
manager.
Definitely. Oh, I agree. I get
I'll-
just
I
irritated
can't
just
fucking
thinking about that
stand
shit.
it. And then he has to sit there and say that, you know, He-Man took fucking, Blade's eye. I'm like, yeah, I think, well, even Anthony DeLongis says that, but then he has to retaliate and say, oh, well, his shitty idea of King He-Man, he got a scar on his eye because of Blade, because, that, fuck
It's
you.
annoying. It is annoying.
Fuck you. I fucking hate those buyers. I hate what that man did to the mythology. We're still paying the price for all these years later. That fucking shitty cartoon and its shitty second season. We're all paying the price for it, and you people are so fucking blind to it. You're just like, new toys, new mythology, I'll buy all of it. Man, you all are just you're all drinking the fucking Kool-Aid.
So-
By the way, that's not pixelization. That is steam from his anger.
Well, also too, he's able to do these things because he's not constricted by a wire
I
running up to his
actually-
ears anymore.
I can actually smash shit right now and not worry about pulling the headphones out and all that
We
stuff.
will we'll check out the commercial at the end so I can do the echo
I
cancellation
remember when I
stuff.
used to get angry like that. Now I'm trying to calm down and relax my blood pressure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works. We'll poke the bear if we have to. But here's the design and development for old Ritter here. It was designed in 1987. It's William Stout, of course, and then we have the early versions going on. So we'll just kind of let me move.
It's pretty cool seeing all the early stuff like that.
Yeah. I wish we had asked William Stout's idea for the mouth guard. You know, I've got an autograph of it right over here. Of that.
I do too.
Right there.
Yeah. I thought we didn't touch on that when
we did not ask him the idea behind the mouth guard. We did not.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Because that mouth guard, as you'll see when even past this, which is really cool, you'll see like an early prototype of the toy where they had that. Yeah.
I'm more interested in that crazy hair.
And what's that?
In that crazy hair, like look at it.
I thought it was just a bandana. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I just thought it was some sort of, and it could be like a small bit of like a small ponytail, like his head shaved except for this thing in the back. I always took it like Joe, like a bit of a bandana piece.
No, because like you can see that it there's nothing going around his head, so it can be bandana.
Well, I assumed like the chin.
I thought it was attached to
like to the back of it, like ceremonial almost.
Either way, it looks. It is cool.
Oh, hey, look at that. There it is.
Yeah. I stole that from the Powers of Grayskull documentary, but don't tell anyone.
Okay, so we need to have Adam redo that and say, courtesy of the Powers of Grayskull documentary.
Yeah.
Fucking thief.
So here's the toy.
Yeah, but look back at that lineup of the early mercenaries, because there's so many more than what made into the movie. Like you got Vampire, Gargoyle, you get Chief of Security, who
Warlord.
might be in the movie, Robot Commando,
so the frontline soldier, which I imagine was probably the Warlord is. The Warlords are in the movie. They're the ones with like the large laser rifles and the capes. Like those are referred to as the Warlords. But
and Karg was super tiny. It's like
very tiny. Yeah.
So what did I have in mind? Like because it's not like a typical dwarf person proportions.
He almost has a pig boy size there. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, did they plan to have a kid portray Karg?
Maybe like some change. Like fuck it, make him pig boy. That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It just occurred to me. So look at Gargoyle, and look at Karg. Okay. It's like that lunatic from Thundercats.
Yeah,
maybe they were gonna copy that.
It's like Luna and Amok was the name of her steed / bodyguard.
Yeah, maybe Thundercats influenced the movie.
And you notice the eye patch switched sides on the toy here too.
I almost kind of sit there and say that Karg and Gargo is like kind of reminiscent of Master Blaster and the small guy in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, you could see that. I haven't watched. Man, I need to watch that. That's been a long
time.
I
haven't watched it, and God knows how long. I was like one of the few characters I remember from that movie. It's just Master Blaster. But
I wonder if this prototype still exists anywhere, though, because like you said, there's a lot of differences with the emblem, and of course, again, beyond the mouthpiece, you see that the eye patch is on the other side compared to what the final toy had.
The way the mouthpiece looks like, he comes across as Pluto from Popeye.
Like he has big teeth and a goatee. Yeah. I see what you mean. Is that a custom or something, or is that the real prototype? I don't get what I'm looking at. The one there.
I think it's yeah.
So where's Carlo? Damn, so somebody got a hold of that prototype? Shit. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, from now defunct Grayskull Museum site, so you'll never know where it's now.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
It's always one of those rich guys from Europe who has all this stuff.
Man, I'd love that prototype like that. That's cool.
Now,
he put it side by side. Oh, how fucking cool. What a lucky fucker. That is amazing. Yeah. Oh, goddamn, I'm jealous. That's awesome.
And that Minotaur Blade has got the Powers of Grayskull mini comic with his, too. Mine's like that also because I remember when
Yeah.
I was hoping to get one that had the Cosmic Key, as shitty as it is, because that's the more appropriate mini comic. But
Right.
some of the because the only way you could get that mini comic was with the dinosaurs, and to have
Yeah.
any figure that had an exclusive mini comic, I mean, it just was such a rarity.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, they increased the details on the final toy, like those belt straps.
Yeah. I was gonna
everything,
say,
yeah.
I the changes that were made are definitely for the
Oh,
best.
it's superior.
Yeah,
the
oh, yeah,
face
definitely,
sculpt,
definitely.
even though like
Yeah,
the
the final
prototype
figure
face
looks
is-
like the actor.
Yeah, it does look a lot like Anthony, and just the emblem on his chest looks very William Stout.
That's
I mean,
cool.
just it's fucking great.
And again, when this character, like I said, beyond when the movie came out and we seen new characters in the movie, and when the toys came out, I had zero fucking issues with it. I was like, this is awesome. A new warrior, a new evil warrior. When I got the figures, like, oh my God, a new fucking action figure, and it's based off the movie. I thought it was cool as shit. I wasn't one of these people saying, oh, fuck, man, I don't know who this guy is. Who is he? Why is he in here? Why has he got a toy? I was like, this toy is fucking awesome. And his character in
Nobody
the
went
movie is
like
fantastic.
that. Nobody went like that back then because, like, when we
No,
got new
actually,
stuff, it
there
was
was some
actually
shitheads.
good.
No, there was some shitheads that did not like the toys. They said they didn't like Blade, Sorod, and they didn't like Gwildor. And I was like,
Yeah, but then
fucking
you
love them
probably
all.
beat their finger off or something.
But
you put them in their place.
But Joe, Ren's not here, so we don't have to worry about
Oh, yeah, rent
good point.
free.
it.
He would have shit all over it.
And
Look at that.
I
Look at
guess
the details.
from my experience, and I love that cross-sell artwork too. That's
I do
It's
too.
beautiful cross-sell artwork. I mean, there's a lot of detail in his face. Like the figure has a lot of detail. That cross-sell artwork has
Yeah.
a lot of detail.
Yeah,
in
it
the
makes
face,
him.
too.
The cross artwork makes him look older.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say the exact same. Either
Yeah.
that or just when you
It's
kind of
cool.
look at it at a distance, it's almost
He's battle
you could-
scarred.
Yeah,
like,
there's
severely.
like a
there's a
scar.
scar, and
Yeah.
it's probably where the Ehapa comics, the German comics, got that older version of Blade from, because they would mistaken that headgear for a beard.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, I like the idea that Blade would be an older guy and not someone who's
Yeah,
just young,
same.
brash, and cocky. Because it's like that's cliche. Like someone who's a very seasoned veteran with swords and not and edged weapons, like his whole life or his adult life, maybe even as a child, and only to explore it so you can feel sorry for him and give him a fucking name like Ritter. But like someone who got so arrogant in his talents of like I could de-arm anybody with any edged weapon, I could take out anybody with an edged weapon, like that fits into this mythology perfectly.
Yeah.
Do you
You know,
remember when
and
you
he
first
does-
got your first Blade figure? Do you remember when you first got him?
I think
Tyler?
it was at KB Toys, and I remember seeing him. If I always get this memory confused with when I got Faker because they're both 87 figures, and I got it like in 88. And I think it was at this little display they had at the opening of KB Toys. It was like a bulk display. It was kind of like they had like these little racks. It was like
Yeah.
a 4-way rack.
I remember
with-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just had them like on these pegs lined up. And I remember seeing Blade right there front and center, and just grabbed him immediately.
Oh, I'm
and was
glad you
just
got
like-
him. Yeah, fresh then.
Yeah,
okay,
there was-
not used.
There was no question, and I did get Gwildor too. I never got around to getting Sorrow. I just never saw him, but
Ah,
Blade
shit, yeah.
had the biggest impact on me. Him and Beastman in that
Yeah.
movie, and it was like there was no way I was going to pull that toy from my clutches. And my mom willingly got me that figure, and I mean that same Blade is right here. One of the few that I've got from childhood.
That's cool.
The paint's worn off and everything. Lost the sword, lost the belt, but he got
Oh.
a lot of play time
Yeah.
when I was a kid. And there's a picture that my mom took when we stayed at my granny's temporarily, like in '88, where I have a box of toys that all my action figures were in, and Blade's laying in the floor, and my brother's trying to get toys out of the box, and I'm making this angry face, and I'm like, "Don't touch my toys," And I
Don't
just
touch
I
them.
remember having to use Fisto's sword as the He-Man movie sword.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and that was
that's pretty
missing He-Man's armor, his power harness. So I just thought, it's just like in the movie when they take his harness away, and Blade beats him and whips him, and like this is just like the movie. And I'm just, it was just fortuitous. It was
Yeah.
just meant to be
Yeah.
that way.
Joe, I have a question for you. Like, hypothetically speaking, if Tyler were to send you his Blade figure, would you
I'd
be
never get it
able
back.
to restore that?
I could restore it. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
so,
never
so
seen
th-
one
so
that.
there you go, everyone in the chat who has a childhood figure that needs restoration. send it to Joe, and
Could you just show me
Give
that
you
on
some
the
money.
again, Tyler?
It'll
no, can I see that close?
disappear forever.
Yeah,
I just want to see all the
there's
paint.
a lot of discoloration, in the
Wow,
armor
yeah.
there. Now,
Is
his
okay.
legs and boots are fine. It was just, and like
Does
the
his
back
gimmick
is a
still
bit
work?
better.
The arms
Oh, yeah,
still
he-
kind of have the.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
still spans the the arms.
That's
still,
what I meant. The arm
you know.
gimmicks. Okay.
But I
okay.
do have a better shaped blade that I bought complete, and I've got one on card too. So I'm
Okay.
really fine just keeping this as is
Oh,
because
as
that's
is.
just-
Yeah, a lot of child. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
memory
just,
of all the.
it
yeah,
just
but
places-
if you want to restore it, you can talk to Joe, and
Yeah,
he'll
but
do
you know-
it, and
but I get it.
get your money.
No, but I get. No, I appreciate it. But I get it, Tyler. Like my Beast Man, I lost his shoulder pads when I was a kid. I played with him so much and lost his whip. And admittedly, I did get a whip years later, but I've never replaced his shoulder pads. I was like, you know what? I lost them when I was a kid. I played the hell out of him because it was the first figure I ever got. I was like, I'm gonna leave them up there. So anybody that's ever seen him, why don't you get some pads for him? I was like, don't want to. I want to leave him just as is.
Oh yeah, because I my whiplash from childhood, like I've got like the tail, like the back. There's this tear in it. I think just some wear and tear, and he's still up here. And I'm like, I've got another one on card. Like there's some I'm like, as long as I can get an upgraded one for like display and just keep the ones that manage. I mean, I don't have only but a handful from childhood other than He-Man, Blade, and a couple of others that managed to not get sold in yard sales or disappear for whatever reason,
Yeah.
And it's just it's just fun to know that this is how it looked the last time I played with it for the most part. And I just kind of assume just keep it that way, even though I completely understand, like, if people really wanted to restore it, it would be really good.
Oh,
to
sure.
Think, that Joe
Like,
or others could.
Yeah, like my Squeeze, I told you I did a display of his arms to make it look like an S for Squeeze. I've left him in that pose since my childhood. I've never changed it. So up there on the shelf, he is still in the same pose that he was when I was a kid. And I had him on this same thing.
Would it be possible if you could turn your camera to show that?
Well, let me stand up with
I think
this,
Deuce is
'cause I
just
can't
wanting
hit
you
him.
to fuck.
Yeah,
your
he's just
stuff
seeing
up.
if you'll screw something up, and then you'll.
I can't flip the camera, so I gotta hold on. I gotta turn it. You guys have to let me know if you can see it. I don't know, but can you see the Squeeze?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
so
that's
I've left
nice.
him in that pose. Yeah, I left him there. Just, yeah.
Ah.
He said
Did he
something
say
polite.
that's
He'll-
nice?
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Oh, that's nice. There.
Nice ceiling, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So the interesting thing too about this figure, and I'll ask you guys about this, is that the pelvis, it's ball joint. It's not the rubber connectors.
Yeah.
How often was that used in the vintage line? Did they go that route instead of the rubber?
Well, remember there was
rubber
only
piece?
limited figures that tried different things beyond the that rubber part. I mean, you think
Yeah.
about like Terror Claws and Flying Fist, He-Man, and there was some others that did that, and they definitely felt stronger,
Yeah.
because I know the rubber part does make the legs eventually just start to
Yeah.
give out.
I
But
mean,
they
flying fist, like the legs. I mean, as old as it is, like they're pretty sturdy. Like
yeah, they're
I mean,
strong.
legs- yeah, like they hold a pose. They don't flop around or anything like that. Like the left leg in here is like it's very. I mean, you can stand it up no problem.
Isn't he the one that I told you has the gigantic fucking foot? The feet? I was like, wait,
Uh,
what the fuck is that?
I don't know. I feel like these. Okay, the right foot is significantly bigger. Yeah, we had that discussion. I remember.
And it has, and remember, there's lettering on the bottom of them too. There's like some writing on the bottoms of those feet.
31258. It's probably like.
And I think they for Terraclaw Skeletor might have almost had a similar thing, but it was just weird shit.
Yeah.
But that's a giant fucking boot compared to the other ones. But yeah, we'll get back on the Blade.
Definitely
Yeah, so-
one of the. I think the best, like visually, like sculpted, like the most details have gone into Blade. I think, like, even though like Sora looks great, Gordo looks great. I think Blade by far, not because he's my favorite, but I think he was given the most. Like you could see the details in the chainmail armor.
Yeah.
The studs on the armor. The belt, the face alone, and the grooves in his chin guard. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and
so
the
many
cuffs.
small
Surprisingly-
details.
But even surprisingly, Gwildor you know, a lot of people, if you look at him, he's got a lot of sculpted stuff
He
on him
does.
too. Just they weren't painted, but yeah, Sorod. I mean, yeah, it's just basic. Bam, that's it. There wasn't a lot to super details, but what they did is still amazing. And plus, given the spark feature gimmick is cool. But yeah, Blade, he definitely got the treatment. And taking it from the movie, I just, you know, it's more like taking the movie look, putting it into the toy, so the details seem definitely more human-like compared to like the others that are just kind of like, bam, we're right out of the mind of stuff like cartoony, toy-y, and this had more of a human feel, but still fantasy. It's just they did give a lot of great details, and like even like the you know the daggers that are on the side of his pants and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, they really didn't have to do that if they didn't want to, but I'm glad they added all that.
That and it always when because I never remember this as a kid, but his belt only holds one sword, and I
Really?
never understood the logic in that. Like, you know, Blade has always got to hold on to one sword, that he can't put him in his size like he does in the movie, or you know, with the classics version that the Horseman did. And I never noticed that as a kid. I guess because that just wasn't a factor to me. But just looking at him right here, like even though Gwildor's got probably the second, in my opinion, Blade still has the most dominant details. Like they stick out the most, and I think his face sculpt is by far one of the best of the entire line, because there were only a handful of human characters, especially villains, and
Oh,
he
right,
gets
right.
so much detail. You know, Jitsu was given a lot of human detail as well, but Blade, I think, you know, Deuce made up a good
Well,
point.
that's
Like
about
he's
it. You
just
got Jitsu, you got Blade, and then you got
Triclops.
Evelyn, and then and see that's the thing now. Triclops, you know, because of his fucking visor, it's just
But even
you
yeah,
know
but
it
he's
covers
got a
up. But
very like distinguished like lower jaw, but you know
yeah,
that
because
what's underneath
everybody
is
else is just
taken away.
right. Yeah, because everybody else and Ninja if you remove the hood, but otherwise everybody
Yeah,
else is like a creature, a being, you know, like something different. So it's a yeah, you didn't have many humans in the World of Masters when it came to the villains.
and that card art that Bruce Timm did on the cover, like that's something that's one of my wish lists for Joe to get done someday.
Oh, that would be amazing, Joe. If
I've
you
asked
could
Joe
put that
years
on a
ago
shirt.
if and he
Well,
said,
the thing
"Oh,
is,
I'm pretty sure I've got it." I
well,
just
yeah, because I couldn't remember if I have the because as you see with the comic blocking his foot, I've been
yeah.
searching for a card back art to where that part I could see it. I need to see that because I don't know what that looks like behind the mini comic. There's got to be one out there that exists somewhere, and then I could just redraw that thing and then bring it to life like I did a lot of the others. So, but it's tricky, but that would be great to do. It's just I gotta find that fucking other foot. As crazy as it
Yeah.
sounds, I just gotta find the art.
Because Bruce did some phenomenal artwork on the front of the card arts, you know, from the
Oh,
you
sure,
know
yeah.
the accessories and damn near the entire '87 wave that came out. He did, you know, artwork on the front, like another fun depiction. Which you think you wouldn't need to put, it would make the card art too busy. You've already got the exploding red rock and the chrome lettering, and you got the colorful character at the center there. But there's something about these little pieces of illustrations that Bruce Timm did that, like Squeeze, like takes up a good portion of it, because
Oh,
his
fuck
arms are
that.
coming
Think about
around.
yeah, even Flying Fist, He-Man, Terraclaw,
Yeah,
Skeletor, you know, Rotar, Twister. I mean, when you think about all of them, it's like, goddamn, once those later waves started getting it, I was wishing, man, I wish they'd go back and get it for all the ones. But of course,
yeah.
those were already done. But yeah, I love the art from the front of those. They're always great. They're just hard to come by depending on where they're placed.
I agree.
Yeah, because especially when you rip off the bubble. Remember when you rip off the bubble,
Yeah.
you're ripping off the fucking art, and that's what sucked. So I could sometimes once in a while you'd see people cut the bubble off, and then you can actually still see the card art. So they're out there, just hard to come by.
Yeah, and the back there too. Like that was another like fascinating thing. Like that's how I saw Clamp Champ for the first time.
Yeah.
Was on the back there, along with, you know, and Squeeze. He didn't register with me until I saw the Powers of Grayskull. But Clamp Champ right there, like that. That's how I saw him for the first time. Who was this black character? Like, where is he at? Like, I want to know. And I couldn't read at the time, so I just see this character with this like pinching thing, and I'm like, who is that? Like, he stuck out to me, and not Ninja, not Scareglow, not Blasted. I saw the Sorceress and King Randor, but like, who is this new character? This new human character? Like, I was so fascinated by that, you know, and I love the little film strip that they have to advertise, you know, as
I
seen
did.
in the He-Man movie. Like I made
Yeah.
sure the one I got, well, it fell off in the box. Funny enough, but that was like a must. Like if I want to get one, like he's got to have that little film strip because that just always stuck out to me when I was a kid when I bought it. Him and Gwildor both.
Yeah. Now we
And I feel like there's a story right there with that cross-hill artwork. Like that's something I would love to see, you know. And I like that they used Tila and Manuscript there in the movie, and not just Rio Blast and Snout Spout or something like that. Even though that would be cool, I just saw it as like, oh, they're using movie characters that were in the movie. I just love dungeon setups with spiral staircases. I just think those are so much. It's unique. It's a very fantasy environment, and I would love to see more stories done like that with those kind of backgrounds.
So speaking of comics and stories, we got here, of course, the appearance in the Cosmic Key, which is a piece of shit. This mini comic sucks. Yeah. We all know that.
That's sick. It's forgettable.
Here's some of the art involved, which they're using the
mouth guard version, and it makes it look like Bruce Timm did some of this because that's his Skeletor for sure. Yeah. Like that's the way he drew Skeletor. But I'm like, the rest of it just doesn't
horrible
look.
Mini comic.
It looks like who the fuck? Like these right here, that's not Bruce Timm. So I don't know who the fuck drew that.
Yeah, it is a very contrasting style. You see this right here, and then you scroll down, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's almost like they took pieces of already established.
Yeah, even that Saurod up there is traced another character from another mini.
Yeah, and because as we've learned before, like with the Leech mini comic, that was supposed to be He-Man Skeletor on the cover, not He-Man and Leech. So they clearly have repurposed stuff before, so why not do it here? And they did it in the Star Comics too. I think one of the later issues of the Star Comics, I think it was Webster and Cobra Khan, and they were replaced with Blade and Saurod since they were brand new. And I forgot where it is. I think it's in the dialogue that kind of gives that away.
And I love that the mini comic, like on the back, one was you had one the one way and the other had that Power of Grayskull logo on the back. I remember when I seen it, I was like, the hell is this on the back of the mini comic? Because I have two versions of that. And as a kid, I always wondered, what is this mouth and this light? I'm not understanding what this is. And then when you find this shit, I was like, son of a bitch. With the stuff we didn't get, what could have been. But
that is. Also, speaking of shitty artwork.
The Master Universe magazine, which
comics were fun.
Well, when Joe and I have flipped through these on the channel, like obviously when it comes to the magazine, I don't like they're not going to put their best efforts.
They're not going to put Earl Norm to illustrate the comic books.
Right.
Yeah.
But they had some fun stories in there.
It's supposed to be like information style, but look at that Snout Spout. It looks like shit.
I think though, had I seen this as a kid, though, I would have been all over it. Though I never had access to these as a kid.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was like just more stories. They were fucking fun. I mean, they were fun, and not all of them were.
By any means,
but not all were drawn like this. Some were drawn completely different. So,
Joe, you and I need to dig back into the magazines.
Yeah, those.
But speaking of loving and enjoying things, look who decided to show up.
Have a powerful day. I'm
just in time to
You're only an hour late.
Are you serious? Bullshit.
He's gonna dish him out here on the podcast.
I am right on time, baby.
Oh yeah. I should have just. He's been here for a couple minutes. I'm like, I'll work him in here.
Obviously, I didn't miss shit because this is.
Nathan, get him out of here.
Yeah, all right. We'll bring it back for the Q&A portion of the show. Hey, Joe, you can come back now. Ren's gone. Well, anyway.
I think Joe left the
Joe
house.
Had to return to his home planet.
Dig a hole in his backyard and sit in it.
He just like poops in the hole too. So this was from the summer issue. What we have here is when he returns for the 1988 winter issue. So we have Hordak involved in this, which is kind of an interesting concept to have Blade and Saurod there with Hordak.
I mean, it can only work if you really play the fact that these two guys are flat out mercenaries. They sell their services to whoever is the highest bidder. So
Yeah, and that's a good way to play up into that. And it's just like, no, they don't really have loyalties to anybody. It's just who's paying them the most. I'll bring Ren back in here because Ren gets paid for services. So
yeah,
You make me sound like a prostitute.
well, I mean,
isn't that what you were in those pictures back in the day?
You kind of
What
are
the
though,
hell?
right? Like you're prostituting your hand to draw things to. give to
Yeah, I'm
people.
constantly like buying his talents all the time. You know.
Speaking of which, Ren, do you still have a blank creature comic cover? So if
I do.
All right.
I do.
I think this week, after I pay my half of the mortgage, I might chuck you the money so you can draw that
No
cover.
problem.
Love
No
to have
problem.
that
I
on
got
the
you.
wall.
How is
Uh,
Ren's
there you go.
lineup? You still getting thousands of dollars from that one guy that did that comic, or you all finished up?
I
with that?
am down to the last few pages actually of that book.
Okay.
So
So I can cook up some more T-shirt designs for you.
sounds good. Sounds
Chomping
good.
at the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm trying to get them done so when I leave on Wednesday, I won't have maybe one page to do while I'm out there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because
So-
you're about to be out of town for a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Joe, while you were gone, we were talking about how cool it is, and it sort of exemplifies the fact that Blade is pretty much no loyalty to anyone. Who's paying me the most? That's why he's Hero Hordak
Sure.
right now, essentially.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
But-
Joe.
yeah, sure. Whatever. Never shuts up.
Yeah, Ren's here.
Hey, Ren, did you know that Blade's real name is Ritter?
Ritter? Like
Yeah.
John Ritter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's enough for Tyler to get up and leave.
Yeah. I'm gonna go throw up now.
Is that right? He looks like a John Ritter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, especially with the mouth, the weird mask thing on his mouth, the gimpy mouth cover he had in the other comic.
Man, fuck Scott Nylick. Fuck him good.
So you guys were talking about Star Comics
Yeah, and
earlier
this
too.
is the issue I was referring. Well, the panel up above is for the that's from that issue that I think Sauron and Blade replaced Cobra Khan and Web Store.
Yeah,
issue-
you can
issue-
see them in a panel at the end of the fight.
Yeah, issue 10
Yeah,
that we had the panel, and then we got
And
another
then
one.
there's,
The motion.
this-
This is based off of the movie, the adaptation from the movie.
which is weird because Sauron looks movie accurate, and then Blade and Beastman look,
Nothing.
like Blade.
Like-
Yeah, Blade is prototype, but still he's got yellow skin. It's just like he was the guy who drew this was given a black and white, print
Well,
of the
I mean,
character.
Learned a lot of weird
we've
shit,
been
remember?
there before.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Well, hell, I remember the issue, the cover of the issue where we had like kind of a movie Skeletor kind of color design look, and then we had a pink looking imp or some shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck's going on the cover of this goddamn thing? But in a thing that a lot of people got confused with is remember when Card came out for Classics before they had the movie rights, and we had him in his bluer outfit,
Yep.
and everybody's like, well, it's all because of this Star Marvel. It's like, no, it's actually because of Up Above. It was the Masters of the Universe Master Universe magazine with the colors. There was those colors that went by, not this design. So some people got confused where it was like Up Above with Karg. Wherever the fuck. Oh, is he in any of these fucking pages?
I don't think he's in any
Okay.
of these pages.
Okay,
You're
well,
making shit up, Joe.
No, it's from that. No, it's from that comic, that story, not
No.
this one.
You're a phony. You're a big phony.
I thought that
Ah.
color scheme was
Phony.
from one of the magazines. I thought like that.
That's what I said. It
particular
was from the
color scheme.
magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
said. It
I thought
was
you
from
said
the
from
Master
this.
Universe magazine. No, I said some people thought it was this. I said it wasn't this. It was from the
Okay.
magazine,
Gotcha.
and that was the
I
one
wasn't paying
above. But
And look how goofy Skeletor looks right there, by the way.
yeah,
With his overbite and
He's
all.
got a misshaped skull.
Yeah. And then here we go. The newspaper for Deucin.
Yeah.
Yay!
go ahead, Dushin. Tell us about it, Dushin. Tell us.
Here, Blade is a pirate, and he cuts things.
But also look at the colors that they use for him in this too. Like having the brown and red.
The red is cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
I don't
Blade
like
and
it.
red would
I-
look kind of awesome.
I
Like if
don't like that. I don't like it at all.
What about you,
Color
Joe?
scheme
What
You're a
sucks.
hater.
No,
Yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
sucks?
No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh,
What do you
yeah,
mean
that's-
you don't like it? You very
Look
red.
at his legs too. What the fuck is
Yeah.
going on? Giving him the fucking pale human
Zoom
legs
in.
instead of his goddamn
Yeah.
brown.
You're
pants.
the one to talk about someone being pale.
Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you, fucker.
Yeah, that doesn't work out too well.
it
Yeah,
just
it's not
doesn't look very
flattering.
menacing. Like
Well, I was looking, I was looking at it from the back. I'm like
Yeah.
the shadow work and everything, like that doesn't look bad. But this
Yeah,
here,
that looks pretty cool.
That looks
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It
Yeah,
just
he's got
doesn't
his
look
ribs and half his chest out and all that stuff. That's not.
That is-
not
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking there.
And then here
A
we
whole
go
shirt would have been cool though.
with that advertising stuff. So these would show up in like your catalogs, or as we'll see as we show.
Bleh.
What was this one from though? In particular, I don't think it says. Does it?
Bleh.
Oh,
Was
yeah,
it,
Mattel catalog.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
think it was one of the promotional catalogs.
And
that was
that's some
given out. This
international.
is-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's from Italia.
Italian ad.
I
and then-
dominatori dell'universo.
Oh, phew. Listen to that. Oh yeah.
Bleh.
I like how they pulled He-Man and Biotops from the Powers of Grayskull mini comic
Yeah.
and threw that in there. I
Wow,
like
that's
that.
lazy. I
Same
hope
thing
someone
with
got
Scare
fired.
Glow. Pulling Scare Glow.
Well,
from
that
stuff,
that
too.
was a Swedish ad, and then this one, of course, caught my attention because I'm.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
that's cool.
LJN.
Well, I didn't look on the right side either. I'm like, how many of these can I recognize? I'm like, all right, Adrian Adonis, Coco Hogan, Kamala. I'm like Heart Foundation. I was like, is that?
Hercules Hernandez, because I had him.
Yeah, I was like, is that the Killer Bees? I'm not sure. And then I looked. I'm like, yeah, it's Killer Bees. I'm like, hell yeah, I
Yeah.
still got it.
Heart Foundation.
Man, look at
Half
those
of the-
prices.
Yeah, those are good prices.
God, it's unbelievable that I'm sure like to my granddaddy when he bought me the Turbodaction T-Rex, like I'm sure like paying $12, maybe even 15 was probably like that may have been a lot of money to some people back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Back then it was a lot of money for a toy,
Yeah.
for some plastic. For somebody that didn't understand action figures or anything like that.
Yeah.
And
Our
I
parents
often
and grandparents
wonder,
were
too,
like,
that-
those are fucking toys.
yeah, but and then I guess they just and I guess it's like with every generation, which I'm like I'd like to think that if you really recognize quality in action figures and toys, that you can say, you know what, I'm not growing up with this, but if I was a kid, I would like that too. And I just feel like I don't never got that vibe from any adults in my life that got me this stuff. That this all like, yeah, I could see why Tyler's really into this because I mean, these cool looking heroes and villains, dinosaurs and cats and stuff like that. You never got that vibe. Like, did anyone get that from their parents or people who bought you this
Well,
stuff?
I
as
mean,
kids?
obviously, Tyler, my parents did because they were like, we got to keep the boxes and all this stuff. Yeah,
they
so-
understood quality.
Well, and I mean, it could be going back to what you were saying and talking about the price points too. It's like if I'm investing this much money in that, and clearly, because and we've mentioned this plenty of times before that myself, Tyler, and Joe were very much similar in our playing habits, where we didn't make too much contact because we didn't want to put scratches and paint taking paint off. I mean, granted, Tyler's blade was a little beat up there, but
That wasn't from smashing them together. It was just
Yeah.
over time the paint would just
that the three of us as kids were always much how we are as adults, that we would get them and we would play with them, but we would love to just set them up and display them on a shelf. And I think maybe my parents seeing that, they're like, all right, well, clearly he's taking care of these things. It's like, it's not a waste of money on our end if we buy more of this stuff because he will keep them. And then I don't know, the mentality of that, the generational gap too, of the toys that they grew up with weren't very much what we got. Of course, it's a lot of the metal robots and
Lincoln Logs.
I had
Yeah.
those too,
Yeah. But I mean, my parents obviously were just like, he's gonna take care of this. We'll buy it. They looked at it. They appreciated it. I think to it. At least my dad. I don't know how my mom. Maybe my mom was like, George, you're spending too much money. I don't know. I've never really talked to him about that aspect of buying me toys for Christmas or my birthday. Because that's pretty much when it was. If it wasn't that, then it was the occasional. That's why GI Joe was such a big thing. Because
$3 a figure.
$3 a figure, so that was way easier to justify as opposed to $8 like we see here. Because I remember Ninja Turtles being like $5 to $8.
Yeah, and I remember He-Man and Turtles being about $5. Like any of the like X-Men figures, the Marvel superhero Toy Biz line, it was all like $5, $5.99. You know, whereas GI Joe typically, unless it was a deluxe GI Joe, it was $3 a piece at Kmart, Hills, Magic Mart. You know, it was pretty easy to. You know, mom doesn't like. Okay, I'll get you one of those.
Yeah,
or a pack of trading cards. Give me something here.
Yeah. Trading cards was a good way to go because that was also cheap and it came with gum. So
came with gum and a cool sticker, depending if it was wrestling or movie trading cards, superhero trading cards.
Yeah,
but this is what makes it one of the best posters that was done too. Like this '87 way because Blade and Sauron are in it. You got.
But what is Evelyn doing?
She's doing her. She's like, I'll get you.
I'm gonna scratch you.
I mean, I'd let her scratch me.
Yeah,
totally all right.
I mean, can anyone think of any more attractive like yellow characters like that?
Get scratched by someone with jaundice.
Jaundice, yeah.
And then, oh man,
that. I remember hearing about this poster in childhood. Like my buddy told me that he knows someone who's got this poster, and I thought, oh my god! Like just hearing the description, that it was a poster of movie He-Man fighting Blade and the characters that were all around. Like, oh my god! Like, I thought I would never get to see this poster. It was just like a thing of legend to me.
Yeah, the laser figures. They had that in the background, and some people mistook it as a mini comic, but it was just an advert. And when you flipped it around, it didn't have anything like mini comics, no stories, but they actually had that in the background of some of the laser figures for Laser Light.
Yeah, because it was a catalog. Didn't you say you got that with one of your figures?
Yeah,
like this image was a catalog cover.
Yeah, it was a catalog, and people thought it was a mini comic, and I kept telling everybody, I was like, no, it's not a mini comic. It's a catalog.
That came with the initial versions with those original heads, not with the later ones, right?
Right. So some of them didn't have anything. I mean, they didn't have anything. But
it's interesting how the packaging would change over time in regards to that. It's like, all right, we'll put this out here with this first little wave that we have, and then after that, we're taking that out. Same thing with the mini comics of, as Tyler was saying before, like Blade would come with Cosmic Key, or he would come with the other one. So it's weird how they would just change that depending over time. It's like,
it helps you sure if you wanted that mini comic, you had to buy that toy.
Yeah.
So you kind of randomly get, and that was what was such an odd thing with some of the mini comics is that you get mini comics with characters that weren't even featured.
Yeah.
And there were some that, like part of the '84 wave, there were stories that that Larry Houston illustrated, like Double-Edged Sword, Gelder the Secret Liquid of Life, Slave City. There are no evil warriors and heroic warriors in those mini comics. I mean, there are some featured, but not prominently or at all.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things, like, it's cool that they come up with these original stories, but the point of the mini comic was to, like, the figures it came with, see how to depict them in your playtime or show their origin or how they, came to be and things like that. And when you have some that just, if you never saw the movie and you got the Blade figure and it came with the powers of Grayskull, you got an awesome mini comic, but where's Blade at?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's got to be disappointing in that regard. But Joe, with the magazines, because you're getting the magazines, obviously, like the high point, the posters, the high point. It would be for me as a kid, absolutely.
That was and that's the thing. I hung them all up, and unfortunately with tape. So eventually, when they had to come down, God damn it, if almost all of them didn't rip. But I proudly displayed those. That was the highlight. I mean, that was the highlight of the fucking magazine. The comics were fun, which, remember, the comics are on the posters. That's why a lot of people have lost the comics, too, is because they had the posters. They got ripped, lost, but it was a highlight. I did want to say something real quick to point out to somebody in the chat. Papa Funky Nuts, could you put up his comment real quick? I wanted to explain something to him.
What?
He said, I just bartered at the flea market today and got a mint original Ram Man and black armor Zodak. Oh, well, just to let you know, Zodak did not have black armor. That black armor is from the weapons pack. Zodak only had red armor. So that black armor you've seen, that is one that was put on. Zodak never had black armor. It was just part of a weapons pack of extra stuff, like the yellow Beastman thing that a lot of people put on Moss Man. You know, just say, oh, well, now Moss Man has something.
It came with
but
a black Cobra Khan laser pistol. And the Zodak came with,
absolutely. So, but no, it's great, though. That's awesome. You did get some cool figures, but I didn't know if somebody tried to mislead you. That's why I'm letting you know. I don't know if somebody tried to, pull a little shyster move and say, hey, this is a rare Zodak, and made you spend a lot. I hope you didn't pay a lot, but if they're good, man, it's good you got something. But just want to let you know. But thanks for popping in, and you're somebody new.
Really cool name, by the way. I really
I like that.
Nuts.
Yeah, I almost felt that'd be named Ram would give to himself in the club scene.
Yeah. There it is.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Papa Funky Nuts. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. You can always tune in every week, when we do this. So we're always live every Sunday, 8 p.m. Just want to let you know in case you were popping out.
I think a little video of Blade in action here, and that I think that's that's it in terms of what we got there.
The one thing I didn't share, it's not. There's a couple others, but one. Remember when they were promoting, obviously, the movie and Burger King and stuff? Those boxes had some depictions of Blade too. I just forgot to scan them, so that was my bad.
Those were on there.
Yeah.
But you did want to send Nathan some pictures, right?
What happened now?
You wanted to send Nathan some pictures.
Yeah, I was gonna get him some for the Burger King boxes and other stuff. I forgot.
So you didn't do anything, but you just said, I'm gonna send you pictures. But
go ahead, kick me while I'm down.
Oh, this commercial got me so pumped when I first saw it.
The legend of He-Man continues in the Masters of the Universe movie with Blade, the slashing blaze of terror. With Sauron, Skeletor's evil lieutenant with a mouthful of lightning. Can they catch Gwildor before his cosmic key enables him to escape? Now, you can live the adventure with Sauron, Gwildor, and Blade.
I've waited a long time for this.
Figures sold separately from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
God damn, they got me pumped up. I miss those fucking commercials. God, I miss those. They fucking got you so into it. The thing is so exciting about them is even after you bought the figures and they'd still run the commercials, I'd run my ass in the front room to still watch the commercial, even having the toys. You're so goddamn pumped.
Did you try to use Sauron to burn your house down?
I did not, but I used to like trying to like see if it would hurt my finger, so I'd sit there and just kept going on the back like that in the sparks.
Self-mutilation.
I did. I tried to burn myself, not like
to make your skin darker.
You bastard! I tried though. Hey, thanks for the subscribe. Hey, Papa Funky Nuts. Thanks for the subscribe.
Appreciate it. Same way with Joe, because obviously, of course, the only way really back then for the longest time to know anything was either you're in the store and you see it on the shelf, or you're watching cartoons on Saturday, or you're watching Nickelodeon and one of those commercials pops up. It's the only way to know, like, holy shit, this is coming out, or it's in store now. So,
or one of your classmates at school comes to school, and that was the third way to realize there were some other cool toys out there, because all three of those were commonplace for me to realize that, oh my God, there's one of these.
So you always mention that, Tyler. I never took, unless it was for show and tell specifically, I never took my toys to school, because I'm I didn't want someone to take them and mess them up.
I never did.
I did it one time, and for whatever reason, and that's the thing was, I think I just it was in third grade, and I just got the Toy Biz Talking Venom and Cyclops, and I think I just told one of my buddies that I had it. And what was so weird, someone I wasn't friends with must have saw me and snuck into my backpack, took them.
Yeah.
And I remember going to check later in the day, and telling my teacher, my figures are missing. And we kept trying to figure who could have gotten. And sure enough, he fessed up to it that he took them.
Who was it?
His name was Seth Dixon. And I remember becoming buddies with him in 5th grade. But to tie this in, to make it a funny story, he gave me his brother's Marvel masterpieces. It was like a stack of them, and his brother didn't give him permission to do that.
Oh wow!
And when I got home, and somehow some Coke spilt on them.
Oh, yeah, somehow.
shit.
Huh?
So I had to give him back these Coke stained Marvel masterpieces, which are the finest trading card set ever
You're
done.
evil.
I didn't
I
think
had
it was an
those, too.
accident, but I just felt
Sure.
bad for his brother, who's like, I didn't tell you could give him my cards, you give them back to me, they're all fucked up. You know? So I look at my set in here that's all pristine. I'm like, you know.
I did that.
Well, I mean, hey, I had to wait years to get a complete set, but it was so well worth the wait, man.
That's cool.
You know, but that was the kid who took my Venom and Cyclops out of my backpack. So,
Wow.
and in a roundabout way, he got to kind of come up. But no, other kids would bring toys to school. Like, you know, I remember that's how I found out about some new Ninja Turtle figures. Like, a guy brought Slash and Triceratops to school. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised they weren't taken away when I went to school.
Yeah,
you
that
weren't
too.
allowed to, and if
Yeah,
you
the
did,
kids-
the
yeah,
teacher.
the kids would get the teacher would take
It was
them.
only at a
Yes.
time like because there were designated times where you could play with, and this was in kindergarten when I saw those. So
Oh, just kidding. Oh,
you know,
okay.
there was
Yeah,
a playtime
beyond
session.
that,
So yeah.
We-
And other than that, no, you couldn't have stuff like that. It was more about
That's how I
your
got away
classmates.
with erasers, because I remember the Master Universe erasers.
Yeah.
I would actually I'd lift up my desk, you know, acting like I was getting stuff to work, and I'd start playing with them. And if the teacher ever seen it, she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Just getting out my eraser." And it wasn't an eraser. She said it was an eraser.
For
Oh,
20
of course.
minutes.
But I'd have some fun because, I'd get my work done quick. You know, I was actually a pretty smart dipshit
Joseph,
back
I'm
then.
beating
So-
off. What does it look like I'm doing?
So I did. I'd lift it up and start playing beyond when I'd go in the coat room and steal not the toys, but the food and eat the food.
Oh yeah, yeah. After Joe eats all the other kids' sandwiches and Doritos, it's like, well, that was tough work. Better play with my erasers
Yeah.
now.
And remember, it was only sampling some of their Doritos and chips. I never ate
What
their
the
sandwiches.
hell is
Oh yeah,
I was
Sampling,
hungry.
yeah.
I was hungry. But hey, you guys got any questions for us? Pop them in the
What a
chat right now, and
menace.
we'll get to them.
What a
You
mess.
are a weird dude.
I was hungry, but think of it. If
You're
they got a nice
spreading
bag,
salmonella.
listen, if they got a nice baggie of
What
Doritos,
the
and that
hell?
was when they put them in the plastic bag, not the actual small bags, because back then you'd open the big ones, put them little.
Are you trying
I
to
was like,
justify why you ate other people's food if it was?
Yes,
He
let me
is
finish.
trying to
Let me
justify
finish.
the shit.
I'm
Yes, he is.
justifying. They
no,
didn't
I'm-
need all those
Randy,
Doritos.
cut him
Listen,
off.
they didn't. They did not need all that food, so I was helping them out just a little bit.
How the hell?
I'm taking some of their food and adding to my. Fuck. I was hungry. God damn it! Leave me alone.
This motherfucker said
I-
he was the snack version of Robin Hood.
I was.
Yeah,
well,
and that's
he
what
himself.
he
Yeah,
told.
'cause
That's
Joe's
what
the
he
poor.
told, and that's what he told his teacher. I was hungry. Leave me alone, damn it.
I'm helping them
And yet
out.
Joe wants everyone to know all the cool shit he got when he was a kid, and somehow wants to paint the picture that he was destitute, never had enough food.
But
Right.
I
He
was
was
hungry.
stealing
I
people's
needed,
snacks.
extra, I needed extra food. The stuff I got, those
So
were
why
gifts
would
for
you
Yeah,
tell
Christmas.
your
look
mom
how
and dad to
pale
pack
I
you more
am.
fucking
I'm
food?
clearly hungry.
I was hungry, goddammit. I still am. That's all.
Oh.
Teacher, I need vitamins. Look at my skin.
Vitamins?
Stop it. Vitamins. We got any questions, Nathan, in the chat? See what you can find.
All right. Well, this one here earlier came from Chum Lee Morgan. Joe, can you do a Captain Stubbing cross with Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, I've talked to him. I said I could do Captain Stu Binks. That's wordplay, and I will do it. I'm gonna do a Captain Stu Binks.
I mean,
It's a
Joe,
combination.
please, Joe's got to get paid so he can go
Get some food.
eat
Eat.
other
starving.
people's food.
He's
Yeah,
hungry.
Steal
You
You
snacks out of
you
people's
don't need
bags.
that money.
I wonder if he did that at PowerCon. Like when he steps away from the table, he's just trying to see if anyone's got some chips and ham sandwiches or something at their
He
I
didn't
mean,
have
he
to.
did-
He
he did
stole
go
all the
through-
granola bars.
Yeah,
he did
the
go
granola
through-
Bell's granola bars, but I mean, like if people are going around like someone's taking a break and they're having a meal at their table. I can see Joe just kind of crawling underneath the table trying to catch.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
crumbs,
but
you know?
remember, you had him on camera checking through garbage.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I remember that. No. I dropped. What did I do? Drop something in there? I can't
You
remember
were
why I
looking
went to the
for
garbage.
food.
No, what did I go in that garbage can for? It wasn't food. I dropped
Sure.
something, but that.
Did he go
yeah,
out to the restaurant with you guys? Like, what kind of stew do you have? You know, I was like, sir, we don't have stove.
He was asking.
How the hell don't they have
stew and
chocolate shake at
milkshake.
these places? I wanted a chocolate shake. The fuckers didn't have it. So then I was like, do you have like,
Because
strawberry
every
lemonade?
fine dining place carries chocolate shakes.
Yep, and nobody had strawberry lemonade. I was like, well, what about lemonade? And you can put some strawberries at the bottom. They couldn't do that. I was fucked. But I tried.
I'll just take a water.
And I did. I'll take a water.
Just
Bastards
like,
couldn't
yeah,
give me
Sprite.
nothing.
Sprite. Well, yeah, Joe doesn't.
I don't drink
yeah.
pop, so that's why
Yeah,
I
but
just
that's
Soda.
Oh yeah,
That's-
because Joe's so
pop.
healthy.
Piss off, Ren. It's pop.
Soda,
Fucker.
you jerk.
It's
Soda
soda
jerk.
jerk. I see what you did there, fucker.
I'm surprised you caught it.
A question from JSP, and I can rattle these off. What special features are on the Blu-ray copies
Not
of
worth buying.
the Umbrella release? So what we have here is Master Universe 2, Tales of the Sequel That Never Was. That's the only basic new thing. Audio commentary with Gary Goddard. Electric Boogaloo extended interviews, which for those of you that don't know, that's the title of the documentary about Canon Films. So there's extended interviews with Dolph, Gary Goddard, producer Ed Pressman, co-writer Stephen Tolkien, production designer William Stout, and special effects supervisor Richard Edlund. Behind the Legend archival featurette, Canon Film Sci-Fi and Fantasy trailer reel, stills and poster gallery, an original theatrical trailer, teaser trailers, and there's an Easter egg. So yeah, it's ultimately, unless you want the extra stuff like the lobby cards and like a miniature version of the poster, worth it in that regard. But if you already have all that stuff, not so much. Just stick with the Warner Brother release.
It's not a new scan of the film either. It's
Yeah,
just
that
a
too.
recycled, which if you watch it on a up to date 4K TV, it definitely doesn't look as good. I mean, you obviously see more details, but that movie needs a 4K scan to enhance and just make it look even better. But it's just unfortunate they just will not take the time to put some new stuff in there, not just throw in a bunch of freebies inside the package and then just recycle all the material that's been put out there. I mean, there's nothing from the fans. There's no interviews with other actors that were in the film or behind the scenes, and there's just they could have at least put that little mini documentary that's on YouTube, because I'm sure a lot of people have no idea that's out there. But where they interview William Stout and Gary Goddard about meeting Courtney Cox, developing more of the ideas in the movie, getting shut down when they were doing the final battle sequence. Just saying no, just they'll fight and that's the end of it. No actual ending to the fight itself or anything like that. Just so many details that whether you like the movie or not, at least they were trying to do something good and they're being told they can't do this and they can't do that. That's why judging on what they were trying to do as opposed to what they were able to do. Yeah. They weren't trying to pull a Michael Bay and just, make up their own fucking Transformers mythology and just fuck everything up and make it all about the humans and shit like that. They were really
classic Spios. We get that with that. We don't need that.
Okay, get to another question.
Yeah, Scott Gnarly, you hear this? Eat shit.
Let's see.
Not fair. It's not fair. This property keeps suffering because of that asshole. Regardless, maybe he's a nice guy in person to people, but it doesn't justify that what he did to He-Man and She-Ra is we're still paying the price for this shit.
Yeah, and Ren, you weren't here when Tyler slammed his fist down and threw his what was that you threw? Was that your chapstick?
Yeah, just chapstick.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it again later, believe me.
So with Tyler showing off his blade with the paint has wear and tear on it. Joe, is yours in better shape as your childhood blade?
Oh, it's perfect.
Better?
I mean, beyond my Beastman, which is missing the shoulder pads, yeah, I always try to take the best care of my figures. So yeah, he's perfect. I mean,
or if he can, go steal someone else's.
Yeah, that's
go
true.
steal. But I don't know how close I can get to all this shit. But can you see him up?
Yeah, well, you can see him right there beside a mecha.
Yeah. So
I've got a
he's
blade.
perfect.
Hey, wait a second. Swing that back, Joe.
What?
Yeah, I've got one.
What?
Yeah, show that back. Zoom in.
Wait, why is Multibot and
so-
Modulok, or were they going to pull Boondock Saints on Gwildor right there?
Zoom in, Joe.
Hey,
Zoom in. Get close.
That's a 2 toys, 1 cup.
Go up. Now a bit to the left.
My
Are
left
you
or
just-
your left? What am I
Your
doing?
your left. Hey, look, Stratos.
Oh goddamn! Fuck him. Yeah. That's
why,
unfortunate.
but
Yeah,
why do you
fuck.
have your Gwildor in like a hostage situation on your shelf there, Joe?
I can't explain to you. And if you're wondering why there's a couple
Yeah,
there,
you
He
can.
can.
I
He
took
just doesn't
Sure you
want
can.
to.
I took some down as I was doing something for reference for something. So that's why there's a couple figures that are off of there.
It's an
But,
idea for like a shitty Origins
He-
comic, isn't it?
Well, speaking of which, Tyler, Oliver Belmont asks, if Karg, Sauron, and Blade were to come out in Origins, would you be tempted to get them?
No.
I knew you
Fuck
wouldn't.
no.
But
All right,
hey,
next
we got to
question.
ask.
No, because they'd be shitty skulls and they would be given a shitty mini comic, and then people would say, "Oh, so that's what their origin is, or whatever." You're like, no, I just until they get rid of the people who are working on it, fire them all, but put them in charge of landscaping duty or something like that. Till the
Damn.
back's hurt. I'm referencing Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
My
fingers hurt.
yeah. What's
Well,
that?
now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscape.
Landscaping duty. I just they need to just just
Well,
it'll never happen. I'll just write my own stuff, which I did write an origin for, or at least his introduction to the mythology, like a while back. Even Deucen read it and approved of it. So
Oh, well, if we have his thumbs
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
He doesn't even remember. He's
he,
like,
well, believe me, I
Sure.
thought if I could get his approval, and he shits on everything, But I do remember there
that's
was
true.
something he suggested. Like, I'm like, Deuce, I'm not doing that.
we're not doing this.
we're not
Sean,
doing
Sean Darren says more like Scott Butlick.
Well, I'm sure he's probably hoping. Oh, that's what his followers do. They all lick his butt.
Having
Shits in their
said,
mouth.
that's this question. What would be the best features to include with a 4K release of the 87 film? Curious what each of you would want. I mean, obviously, I think it would be cool to have Anthony DeLongis maybe provide a commentary, or at least set him down and have a good featurette interview with him talking about his experience and what he added in terms of stunt work to the film. Go ahead, Joe. I see you.
Yeah. Beyond extra commentaries, things that I'd love to see. You remember the William Stout cards, the trading cards we had? If they were even to have bigger versions of them, or even posterize them, and some of the other posters that were in other countries that didn't come here. I love like merchandise like that. If they're going to do something beyond just having extra commentary, I think it would be cool to have those cards. A lot of people didn't get them, and
Or maybe
and
an
they had
art
the whole-
book.
yeah, an art book of something. Oh, it'd be great. Yeah, booked. Yeah, just shit.
That's
that
why you
just
got to get
highlights
William
the stuff.
Stout involved, because he's got all kinds
Absolutely.
of. Which there
Remember
was
what he
that German
revealed to
book.
us?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Beastman with tits.
Well, not only that, but remember Tyler, when he was on, how he revealed to us, and nobody else seen it, when he did the Cosmic Key. He heard it
Oh, yeah.
wrong and thought they wanted Cosmicky, like Cosmic Mickey Mouse. So you see Mickey Mouse in a
Yeah.
spaceship. He was like, this is what I thought the Cosmic Key was. That was fucking hilarious. But I can't remember what episode it was, but if you guys to look back at that, he
It was
revealed a lot of
it was the second interview we did with him. That was the second part, because
I
we
just
did
can't remember
two parts with him.
I can't remember what episode
Well,
number though, but
if they go back and dig enough, I mean, it's pretty like,
Yeah.
it's not labeled as episode 91, and then you just have to happen to catch it. Like it's
Yeah.
like the William Stout
even if
interview
the video
part two.
quality, everybody, if it's kind of rough, still go back, because he shared stuff on our episodes that he never shared anywhere else, especially something pertaining to Snake Mountain. Because remember,
I
there
just
was a
want to let
question.
people know. I want to claim all the credit in the world for this, and because no one else can take this from me. There's not a single He-Man fan walking the planet that could denounce this, because I was convinced from an early age, like, I think this is Snake Mountain in the movie, and everyone kept saying it's not in the movie. It's not in the movie. Even
And he
fans,
said it was.
and William Stout said yes, it is in the movie. We just decided not to name check it, not to confuse the audience.
But we'll save the good bits for them. If you guys go back,
Yeah.
listen to it. There's a lot of good shit on that. A lot of good reveals and first that never heard anywhere
Yeah,
else.
but
So.
when it comes to Snake Mountain, maybe he was intimidated by Tyler and just lied.
Next question. What do we got?
I don't think that-
What do we got?
This goes to you, Joe, from Johnny Cock. The Origins cartoon figures have different style legs compared to other Origins, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's different cuts in how the legs
They're
are, even
ugly.
the torso. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
weird.
again,
those
man.
sex shapes.
They're fucking
And then-
ugly.
and the torso is different. The arms are pretty much the same, just a little slightly different in the bicep, but yeah, they are different.
Those
They
legs are
suck.
idiots.
And they suck.
Yes.
I don't know why this question is directed to me specifically, but yeah, well, fuck it. Let's go ahead and bring it up.
Eat the question.
Nathan, does actor Robert Downey Jr. fit the bill to play Doctor Doom, or you prefer him as Tony Stark? No, he does not need to be Doctor Doom. I
they
know
need to
why
cut
he
that
came
shit
back
out.
because
But
of
he-
money.
Yeah, he needs money for drugs.
No, he's
They're
He's
just
starving.
convinced that people who stopped watching Marvel movies now, oh, but they brought Tony Stark back. I'll go watch that because Kevin Feige's a fucking idiot.
Tyler, adjust your AirPods down so we can hear you a little bit better.
All right, better now.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
But yeah, that's as far as I
Lazy.
know, I'm pretty sure that's gonna play. I think they did something with Stark and Doom and newer comics, and it'll play in that multiverse bullshit. So don't
Yeah,
worry
Do
fuck
you
about
that.
it.
believe?
Yeah.
Do you believe it's a deep fake? Like it's somebody else, and they just put him on there? Because Marvel's known to do that.
I don't
Like
know.
they'll have a whole trailer, and nothing in the trailer will be in the movie.
Yeah, but they had him live on stage.
Yeah, but it's easy for an actor to lie. That's what they do for
I-
a fucking living.
As long as it just goes with this MCU Avenger stuff and they keep this version of Doom far, far removed from the Fantastic Four movie that they're doing, fine, sure. Please
Maybe
don't bleed it into this too.
But even that's like, well, why bother? Because the character, not only is he a villain for the Marvel universe itself, but he is a prominent. His origin is based in Fantastic Four mythology.
yeah,
Him
but
and
maybe
Reed Richards are, it's
yeah,
it's like what I knew from the moment they announced the Venom movie with no Spider-Man. This ain't gonna fucking work. I don't care who they cast in it. I don't care if they cast the best possible actor to play it. No, it wasn't fucking Tom Hardy. He sucks at everything anyway. But it just wasn't going to work. You cannot make a character whose origin is attached to a prominent superhero. Doctor Doom's origin is attached to the Fantastic Four. There's no way around that.
yeah,
You're-
but maybe
you're right,
maybe
Joe, you bored already?
No, I got a pain in the neck.
Oh,
It's Marvel.
maybe
I think it's this guy.
maybe
What, it's me.
It might be. I don't know.
Hey, no, you're the
Maybe-
pain in the ass. But what do we got?
Damn.
maybe Doctor Doom's origin is now tied to Tony Stark, and it turns out that he's a living armor that Stark built one time, and now he's Doctor Doom.
Oh God! Don't.
The,
All
the
right.
only thing, I'm not done here, Joe. We're trying to rush this here because I stayed quiet. I unleashed hell with Nathan earlier, but I'm like, the only way, and I'm like, because people have done this with various properties, the only way I would accept this is if like they truly are like, look, Robert says I would come back and do another film if I could play a bad guy.
Yeah.
No attachment, flat out. I just want to play a bad guy. I'm not associated with Tony Stark. I don't look nothing like him. My character is. I just want the opportunity to play the ultimate baddie, and that's the way I'll come back. But I'm not.
And
as
it could be decent if he never takes that mask off.
That,
you know what I
that
mean?
too.
and I was thinking that too.
That probably
They're all about
got-
making sure they ain't got to wear fucking makeup and costumes now.
Right.
Like for all the money they're gonna
Yeah.
pay him, he's gonna wear that fucking mask
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the green robe and the gauntlets on
Yeah,
his
like
hands, the full
he
body
can't.
armor.
They can't do an origin story with him and Reed are in college. None of that bullshit. Like he's got to be in the mask all the time, and of course we know Doctor Doom is. So,
Is
Until
he
Robert
gonna
Downey
be-
comes along,
but
and
it'll
decides,
still be
"Oh,
his voice, man. Like it, unless they
That's the
synthesize
thing.
it somehow.
They might modulate the voice too a little bit.
Yeah.
It's got to
No,
sound metallic.
they hate modulations.
But
these
if that's
days.
the case, why use him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because
agree.
it's
almost
an
like,
armor
unless you're
built
gonna
by
get
Tony
someone-
Stark.
Well, I'm like, unless you just feel like he can just wipe the slate clean and not do the snarky Tony Stark voice and just play a very straight, very malicious villain.
It'll be a comedic take.
Put him in the voice studio, and he can just do a voiceover. Put someone in the outfit who's not going to complain and bitch about having to wear the outfit because it's uncomfortable and I don't want to do the makeup and go in at 4:00 in the morning. You know, you're a fucking actor. This is what everyone has to do. I'm sick and tired of these villains. Like they dress like us, where it's like I'm Baron Zemo.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just wearing a fucking t-shirt. And I'm Baron Zemo. Fuck you.
Well,
It was
maybe
a
what
jacket.
Maybe what Robert
I don't
wore
give a- it was
at
just-
the
that's not
convention.
Bears,
Maybe
it was
that's
fucking lazy.
maybe that's the costume what he wore at the convention.
No, it's not.
It could
Yeah,
be.
but
Not
he
even
had a
in fucking
mask.
Thunderbolts.
He had
He
a
was all
mask.
like, "I'm Doctor Doom, guys."
Yeah, well, we will see how this goes. We'll do one last question here, and please, if you have no spoilers, Deuce, and don't be a smartass either. From Rebel Wookie, did anyone see Deadpool Wolverine yet? I gave into the hype and had a good time. I think I might go see it this week, maybe.
I might too, because it's playing down the street from me. So
I
Before-
think I'm gonna go see it while I'm on vacation, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Did
if not this
Yeah.
week, maybe next. I kind of want to wait for like the crowds to die off. too,
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
I might
Alright.
go during the week because the theater I'm thinking about going to, it's the students aren't around right now. It may just be I don't see a lot of families going to see it, even though
Yeah.
kids
I can
are,
go
"Oh,
early
that
in the
Deadpool."
morning or something.
Well, I
Yeah.
wish I could do it. I still got to work though, but like it's playing downtown at like 6 o'clock, so I might take in a showing one night this week. Randomly, I don't know when. It's just something I started to watch a spoiler. The Red Letter Media's half in the bag. I'm like, I just decided to stop. I'm like, I already
Keep
have
the
an
spoiler.
idea of like who's in it, and,
Yeah.
and it's pretty much I know what it was going to be. Just nothing but a big cameo fest.
Yeah,
Oh look,
Yeah.
it's this character. Oh look, this actor's back playing it. Like
yeah,
I just hope that Marvel's like, hey, we'll just do more of this shit.
yeah. Well, yeah, you got to worry about the back half of
You
that.
know,
too.
because they did it with Spider-Man No Way Home. It was nothing but a big cameo fest. It was
Yeah.
fun to see it, but I'm like, fuck, don't think that you're going to keep doing this shit over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
they
DC
think they're
did
gonna
it with
keep doing
Batman.
yeah.
They fucked that up.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe we can, after we've all seen it, talk about it. We'll just kind of mention it maybe off stream. We can talk about it instead. I mean, everything okay, Joe?
Yeah, had to get some water and use the restroom.
Joe had to take it.
And ignore you guys
Yeah.
talking about
Did-
Marvel and
did-
stuff.
Did the stream just froze for everyone?
Of course it did. Is it? I'm frozen again. Of course.
No, you're
No,
moving.
no.
No, you're moving.
Everything froze on my end.
Oh, no shit.
Now it's working, but for a moment it just froze for some reason.
I don't know. It's all in
Okay.
you, man. All right. Well, that's it for questions, Joe. Go ahead and take us home.
All right. Well, if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
Is this the worst you've ever had to go boom boom? No. I shit my pants at the fair.
I know what that's from.
Monster Squad.
No.
I do have another one if people don't if they give up on this.
Well, if they give up, I would love to answer this
I was
one.
about to say,
Okay.
he said he knew it.
Aliens.
No.
No,
What is it?
I shit my pants at the fair. It's from Jackass.
the first Jackass.
Oh, I
movie.
never
Yeah,
saw
the
it.
first,
Oh,
first
okay.
Jackass movie.
Well, here's one because I know Joe has seen this movie. You know, you're worse than a week of yellow shitstorms.
Tyler decided this was shit week.
Rand's the only one who noticed that. He's doing a lot of shit talking right now.
He said, some shit this week.
You got another quote from that movie?
All right, let me see. What I can pull
Evidently,
up.
it's one you watched.
Oh, here's one. Put out that dog rocket.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
Have I
That
seen
must be a
this
Steven
one?
Seagal movie.
Have I seen this one?
Patriot. No, Nathan hasn't. I don't know
Oh,
if Ren
okay.
has, and I'm going to assume Deucen hasn't.
Son of a bitch. I hate it now that you said I've watched it and I.
That's it,
baby.
baby.
It's one
I'm
of
going
those-
to flip out. That's another quote.
What-
from
what's
the
that?
movie.
What
That's
was
it,
another
baby.
one?
I'm going to flip out.
Wait. Nothing but trouble.
Go, man.
Nothing but trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey!
Ah,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
shitty movie.
No, that's a good
Nothing
movie.
but trouble. Who's in that?
That's
It's
a good
shitty
movie.
movie.
Let me,
What?
Before Deucen wants to do what he does best, Ren. Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Demi Moore, and John Candy.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd with a penis for a nose.
He does have
Oh,
a penis
that
all in
one.
one
Where,
part.
where they have it's the cop and they got the
Yeah.
weird family dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
one.
John
Yeah.
Candy
yeah.
in drag, and then Aykroyd also playing living turds.
John Candy's not playing that. That's Dan Aykroyd doing that.
Yeah, doesn't
No,
one of them
John
play like
Candy
the daughter
is in
that
drag.
Chevy Chase has to
No,
get married
he's
to or
playing the,
something?
yeah. Tupac was in it. Digital.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Digital
Digital
Underground.
Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Digital
they ran it,
Underground was
yeah.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah, when I got a little bit older and watched, like, that's Tupac, because as a kid,
All
I
around the
didn't, you know,
world, same song.
yeah,
Yep, I
yeah.
remember that being on MTV when they play that
All those
video
hot
too.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those
Yeah.
hot girls in the movie too. It's a fun movie. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets.
It's not.
Well, why don't you
Ooh,
like it, Dushin? I can't.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, go. Because that's a good movie.
Well,
That's a
next
good
week, next
fucking
week we'll
movie.
be doing a watch along of Nothing But Trouble, and Deuce won't be here for that.
Yeah, that. It's dark humor. It is kind of
Yeah, it is
creepy,
dark
but
humor.
it's dark humor, but it's good. That's a
It's
good
I've
movie.
never
I
seen-
love
I've
it.
never
is
seen
getting pissy because
You
he
never
got a
seen it?
traffic ticket.
No, I
Wait,
never watched
Nathan,
it.
you never seen it?
Nope.
Oh, you'd love it, Nathan. You. Oh God, I couldn't picture
Nathan,
you
you're
hating
gonna
that.
be like, what's wrong with these guys? Why am
No,
I
I
friend
can't
with these
picture you.
people?
I couldn't picture you hating that movie.
Yeah,
I
That's
think
shocking.
you'll like
Well,
it, Nathan.
you think
Did-
Nathan has a
did
shit
He's got an
Ray-
odd
taste?
sense of humor.
I said,
What?
Did you like it, or were you just kind of like, this is you know?
It was weird. Like it was weird
Yeah,
for me, but
it is weird.
It's one of those things where you have to have a crazy sense of humor to
Yeah,
enjoy it.
yes,
And I think
shit
Nathan will really
taste.
like it. I really think Nathan will like it.
Yeah,
He's got a
Nathan, it's
fucked
a
up
trap.
sense of humor,
It's
so.
a trap, Nathan. It's a trap.
And there's
Well-
moments too where they actually will get serious. And I remember as a kid thinking it was pretty fascinating when they start to kind of delve into the backstory of the family. And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
holy shit! Like it's pretty fucked up. And I hadn't watched the movie in years, and it's something my mom, dad, my brother,
Especially
we
when
all
the
like to watch it.
judge. Yeah, when the
Yes.
judge got pissed and snapped at him, I was like, Jesus, he was creepy and he was scary. The only time
Yeah.
it was kind of funny was around the dinner table. Oh, sit you up with the dog. Hello.
Yeah,
Suggest
yeah.
you have
Your
the same-
favorite part is the winners that are all slimy.
And I suggest you have them the same way. And he went, and he's shaking
Yeah.
it when he bites into it. And
It's
it's just
disgusting.
Oh my god! It
the way he
is
bites into
disgusting.
that fucking.
it's fucking gross,
Yeah.
but it
It's
is still a
crazy.
very fun movie though. It's,
Oh,
it's-
it's a good movie.
I checked up the prices for it on digital, and because everywhere else you got to pay for it, it's not streaming anywhere. So I went ahead and I purchased the Blu-ray just now. So
Nathan,
Oh,
I could
wow.
have sent
Watch
it
out.
to
Hell, I
you
gotta
for
upgrade. I didn't
free.
know it was on Blu-ray. Hell, I gotta upgrade that.
I could have sent it to you for
yeah,
free,
well,
Nathan.
but Deucin, here's the thing. So it's that whole weird thing. If the file size is too large, it won't let me move it to a
I
flash.
could have found you something less than 4 gigabytes.
That's fine.
And
That's
Nathan,
fine.
let me know what you think of Puppet Master too when you see that. Let me know
Yeah,
what you think.
I'll watch that since it's on
Yeah,
the
but
top.
by the way,
Yeah,
Nathan,
Puppet Master's
Nathan,
trash.
if you Nathan, if
See you guys next week.
I think we're gonna have to get Rand's like top 10 movies of all time because what the hell does he like?
Nothing.
Yeah, all right. Ren, we will put you to the task when you come back from your sabbatical, your vacation. Give us your top 10 movie list all
Doesn't
time.
have to be ranked. Just the top 10 films that you say, no matter what, these are the above, be all.
That's your
end all.
favorite ever. When you come back, we need that top 10.
Okay. Yeah, no
All right.
problem.
All right.
See you next week. Goddamn Ren.